welcome back to Nessas Nook. Today what I'm going to do is show you, because I keep telling you that I'm a gadget girl, and I'm going to show you some of the gadgets that I like the best and that I use most often. So this way I will put a description in the link below to show you what to buy if that's what you did want to do. And it doesn't mean you have to buy it from Amazon or wherever, but you can go ahead and look it up and research it a little bit if that's something that interests you. I hope that helps. Okay, this is most of my canners. This is not all of them because I do have actually 2 of these steam canners, and like I was saying in a different video, it actually does work kind of like a pressure cooker. Once it's in the green is when you actually start timing the timing, and it works like a water bath. You can use it as a water bath, but I am getting a little bit older and it is a little bit more difficult to lift that full of water plus the pints or quarts of food that goes in there. This right here is my newest pressure cooker, and this is a 12 quart. I do like what I did use of it yesterday. I'm not for sure. I gotta still get used to it. It's not something that I'm used to. The one I use most right here, and that's the Presto 16 quart. I absolutely love it. It does come with a different type of jiggler now with the new ones. However, I do like this type, and this will work on both the 23 quart and the 16 quart. This one, it goes to the 5, 10, and 15 pounds of pressure. Here in Michigan, we need the 10, so that's what it's set up for. This one here is actually my 23 quart Presto, and what that does is it allows you to double stack pints or half pints, which makes it incredibly nice when you want to do 18 pints, 7 quarts. The 16 quart will do only the single layer unless you had maybe like the jelly jars. If you have the jelly jars, it might do 2 layers. I really doubt it. Then, of course, this one here, it does the same 9 pints or 7 quarts. And this is, because this is about the same size, this will do the 9 pints, 7 quarts also. Then, if you look over here, you're going to see this a lot in a lot of my videos. This is actually my 3 quart Instapot. I do use this one most because, like I said, it's just my husband and I. And what I do is I keep each one of them with the basket, steamer basket inside. And one thing I like about Instapot versus some of the other ones is that all the liners, the inside liners, are made of stainless steel. I am not a fan of non-stick. I never really have been. And I do have some non-stick pans because obviously I don't do things like I should with the stainless steel, and my eggs and stuff stick. So I do not keep the lids on tight like this on any of my or on my pressure cookers, excuse me, because I think when you leave the lid on, somehow whatever you cooked last will stick in the smell of the ring, and it's kind of nasty. And then in the link I have this, and what this does is it goes over top of the pin and the steam vent, and this way the steam does not go all over your cabinets. Now, we just remodeled about 3 years ago. I would prefer not to ruin my cabinets. And down below, I've been trying to have my husband not use the microwave as much. Obviously, the microwave for him, for his soups, because he loves soups, is a very quick way to do it. But I told him, I said, once you stop cooking in the microwave like I have for several years now, that the taste is just so much better. So he's been warming up his soup with this. Yes, it creates more dishes for me, but I feel at the end of the day, it's a lot better for him. And like I said, I leave this kind of like cracked so air can actually physically get in here. Now, I will keep saying all my knives are not here, obviously, but these are my Cutco knives. I have had some of these knives since $1,286. We did finally last year send this in for the first time, and they got sharpened. They sharpened them for free for a lifetime. They are a absolutely wonderful knife. I know people will say, oh my gosh, it's very expensive. They are incredibly expensive. However, they have a lifetime warranty. They sharpen them anytime you want them to sharpen them for free. You can't really go wrong. Now over here, you'll see this in a lot of my videos sitting there nicely in the corner. Why put baby in the corner? I don't know. But this is my Ninja XL grill. And this, I have the smaller one of it too, but I don't use it as much. It's about that much smaller. And it's deeper. This one, it's not very deep if you are trying to cook for like a family. But this liner actually comes out. I do actually have other attachments that go inside here, but this is how you can get the nice steak lines if you're doing steaks or whatever and you want the grill marks. This is something that comes in multiple colors. It's called a Hot Logic Mini. They are made right here in Michigan, and like I said on previous videos and stuff, I would prefer to buy USA built things, made in Michigan things, made in the United States things. And what this does is it works like a little crock pot, and in here is like a heating plate, and you keep the cord just tucked in the back. Now they do sell them where if you travel a lot, it actually will plug into your cigarette lighter, which is super cool. Or, because I use this one at home, I will just plug it into the wall when using it. You'll hear me talk a lot about my food saver. I don't have the fancy food saver. I don't know for sure if I ever will. But you'll hear me talk about the attachments. These actually go on top of the regular mouth jars and the large mouth jars. If you do have to use this with a regular mouth jar, I do highly suggest that you put 2 lids, and somehow when that second lid's on there, this will come back apart without falling all apart. It always falls apart. That's something that a lot of people have complaints about, but you know, it is what it is. Then this one, like I said, it runs about $100, and you know, obviously put your bag in there, you put it down, and then you hit seal, which obviously I'm not sealing anything, so I'm not going to do that, and it will seal and take the air out of your stuff. You will see a lot of videos eventually. This is my 13 cup KitchenAid food processor. This by far is my favorite food processor to date. Let me bring this out a little bit. One thing about this, it comes apart really easy. It just lifts off here. I'll have a video linked, but what happens is there is a chopper attachment. Now, I do have one for my KitchenAid. I'll be showing you some of the attachments in a little bit. But this makes a little bit bigger, like potatoes, or my sister did put a tomato through there and it worked. One thing that's super cool about this is inside here, you know, you have your shred blade, you have your cut blade, you have your dicing stuff, and all that stuff just goes right in there. It's kind of hard to see like that. And everything stores right in there, so you're not having to find 15 different places to store your stuff when you're not using it. And then of course then it just snaps, and then you just snap it and, you know, store it on your counter. It has earned its place on my counter. It always stays. It doesn't need to. It's not heavy, but I use it so much that yes, I'm always going to keep it on my counter. Then this is my newest KitchenAid. I've had it for probably a couple years. This is actually, I believe, a 7 cup. This is a stainless steel, and I store my parts in there, which is probably not smart. But this is one of those that you lift up to actually, it's not a tilt head. Yes, I love cows, if you can't tell. I will be showing you some of the attachments on this. This attachment I have right here that I leave on there is like a juicer attachment. You put your oranges or your lemons or whatever that you want to juice, and that juices it incredibly fast. I'm sure at some point I will have a video on that also. what I have here is this is my 8-quart Instapot, and as you can see, I keep my lids ajar on both of them. I keep the lid like that, and like I said, each one of them will be stored with their steamer basket, and it makes it nice because when I do hamburger, as you can see, I got the steamer basket in that one too. When I do hamburger, when I buy it in bulk, I bring it home and I cook it and I pre-freeze it into individual meal size bags. This allows me to put a little bit of water in the bottom because you always still have to keep water. So I put like a cup of water at the bottom, and because of the steamer baskets, you fill the meat in the steamer baskets, and then when the meat cooks, because I don't buy the 97.7 or 93.7, excuse me, I usually end up buying the 80-20, which, you know, meat prices have went incredibly high. So what happens is the grease will come out to the bottom of the pan. Then all you gotta do is sit there and rinse it, and then you're ready to go. This is not one of my favorite gadgets, but this is one of my husband's favorite. This is the Ninja Hot Cold Brew. This has actually got the get the tea one out if I can reach it. I can't reach it, it just fell. There's a tea one that comes in here, and I do have a video of me making some iced tea for my husband, the sweet tea, which I'm not a fan of. But you use just regular coffee in here, and he needs to still clean this out from this morning, but he didn't do that yet. And you put your cups, or it actually comes with a pot, and you can make a single cup or a whole pot of coffee. This is one of my newest gadgets right here. This is the June oven, and this is what we toast in. We bake usually in. We do our pizzas in it. It's an air fryer. It can do a whole bunch of stuff. In here, one thing I like about the June, it's a little bit messy, sorry. There is actually a camera up above, and when there's food in there, what will happen is, I don't know if you can see like this, but usually if you have like a piece of toast in there, I'll say, oh, white bread or wheat bread or whatever like that, which is super, super cool. And then you just pick what it is, and it picks the time it's supposed to cook, and it makes it very easy and user-friendly. In my laundry room, I keep the 8-quart Ninja pressure cooker, and it's also a air fryer. I don't use this as much. I did buy a stainless steel insert for it, but I have an 8-quart line. I have an 8-quart Instapot. I have just one 8-quart Instapot, because I actually have one 8-quart, two 6-quart, two 3-quart Instapots. And then over here is my Excalibur dehydrator. I do use it a lot. I used to use it a lot more than I do now, because now I actually have a freeze dryer, which I'll be showing you also. Now this is my newest baby. I got this right before I went to the hospital in December. This is a Harvest Right freeze dryer. Now, obviously it's having a little bit of issues right now. Harvest Right's going to be calling me back later. It's having a number 9 error, which I don't know what's causing that, because it seems to be working fine. The tours are fine, the temperature's fine. I don't get it, I don't understand it. And then this is my newest gadget right here. This is a Avid Armor vacuum sealer, or chamber vac. And what you do is you open this up, and I will place a video that I previously had taken, and you open this up, you put the bag in there, and it sucks all the air out of like the Mylar bags. You can use it for the vacuum seal bags also. But I use this one mainly for the Mylar bags, for the stuff for the freeze dryer, because unless I store it in a glass container, then obviously air can get to it inside the paper or the plastic bags. And of course I have another food saver in here, because I mainly screw down the this is some freeze-dried strawberries. I will put the lid on there and I will vacuum seal these so no air gets in there, so my freeze-dried food will actually last longer. Okay, right here is going to be 3 of my most used KitchenAid attachments. This by far is my favorite. I don't know for sure if you can see the cut blade in there. It's a little bit smaller than the KitchenAid 13 cup. This actually attaches to my KitchenAid, and it actually will work faster. It actually takes more time to prepare like the celery or carrots or whatever than it does to actually cut the carrots or whatever. I can have like a full wash tub cut perfectly fine within less than 5 minutes once they're clean. Now this actually does come with the slicing and shredding and all that stuff too. I don't use those as much in there because I don't usually shred my own cheese. I need to, but a lot of times I don't. This is just one of the attachments for the pasta. This is the pasta roller, and I do like that. I need to be making another batch of pasta here pretty soon, so you will see me using this. And there is a video with me cutting the onions if you want to look for it, that shows the chopping attachment. Then this one, it actually will spiralize, core slice, and stuff like that. This is really nice. Let's see if I can get it open here. If you look on the inside, it's got different heads of the different stuff that it does. It works pretty fast. I don't use this an awful lot, but I do like this for like peeling potatoes and peeling apples. The apples will core it, and then it will kind of like cut it into slices. It's kind of cool. I believe this is the last thing I'm going to show you. This here is a potato cutter. If you look on the inside, this is like really hard, and this is, you put a little bit of water in the bottom and you throw your about 4 or 5 potatoes in there, and you lock down the top and you turn it on, and within about a minute and a half those 4 or 5 potatoes are peeled. I don't use it like I should. I should probably use it a lot more. I have a lot of potatoes that I have to get canned up, and I probably will be using this, and maybe I'll even show a video of how fast and easy this is. But this has been some of my favorite kitchen gadgets. I definitely am a gadget girl. I do have more gadgets obviously than what I showed here, but these are my absolutely favorites, and that will be in the comments section. Thanks for stopping by. Hi, welcome back to Nessas Nook. Yesterday I was doing some canning, and now my stove is kind of really messy. I do have a glass top stove, and you know, each person has their own thing, and I'm not condemning anybody if you keep your stove a little bit dirtier than normal. I was up really super late. I didn't have a chance to clean it. The burners were still hot because it's electric. And now I wanted to show you what I do to get this a little bit clean. As you can see, over here where the burner was, there's some stuff all around there. So what I'm going to do is I do clean my glass top with a razor blade. What I'm going to do is get a wash rag. Doesn't matter if it's cold or hot water. And I'm going to spray a little bit of Dawn on here, because I found if you try to use the razor blade on a dry stove, it doesn't work as well. People are worried about scratching their stove. This stove is, I don't know, about 4 years old, and you wouldn't know it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my razor blade, and I just kind of go at an angle, and I just especially go around the burners. I know a lot of people, I see them cook videos, because I watch a lot of cooking videos online, and they don't know that they can use a razor blade to get the pan marks off their glass tops. For me, this is very simple. You'll see it cleans pretty much right up. I will do this other front burner because I do use that burner a lot too. And then usually I would just keep going over with a wash rag and get the the soap off here. Now I do take the soap off the blade, but what I'm just going to do is use my microfiber cloth today. And just wipe this down. I don't know for sure if you can tell, but all those spots now are gone. And I will be making a video on this also. But what this is a homemade cleaner. This is about half water, half rubbing alcohol with about 2 or 3 drops of Dawn. I put the Dawn at the top because obviously the soap will get out of there and make a big mess. But then I always usually try to wipe this down with a microfiber cloth because to me it's just easier. And of course, you know, there was steam everywhere from the pressure canners last night. And I just try to make sure this is clean. Like I said, I don't care if your stove or your oven is clean or dirty. It's something that's a very big pet peeve. Like, I don't know if you're sure if you can see my refrigerator. I don't know how my husband does it. Maybe it's me. I blame my husband. But on the handles, it gets really, you get like fingerprints and stuff in it. Even though this is a smudge-proof refrigerator, smudge-proof appliances that I have, you can't really tell it's smudge-proof because it leaves messes. But as you can see, this was really quick, really easy. I'll just bring you kind of like a close-up to where that was the messiest. And that's really nice and clean now. And I like that. It's fast, it's simple. I do get these little razor blades at the dollar store, so there's not some big, huge cost invested in this. And I hope that helped out. And maybe if you need to keep your glass stovetop clean, that's an easy way to do it. Thank you for stopping by. Have a wonderful day. I forgot to add this to my gadgets, but this is also something I really enjoy. What this is reverse osmosis water, and it's purified obviously in reverse osmosis. So you do not have, this takes out almost all of the impurities, including, this one does take out the fluoride, matter of fact, out of your water, which is incredibly important to us. Fluoride in your water is really not very good. Now what this one is here is, this is actually a instant hot water faucet. My husband used to have one of those things that held the water bottle, and it, you know, you had to fill it up all the time. It was just a pain. So when we remodeled, and I got my one sink, which I love, but now you turn this on, it comes out, and this is also purified, but that's boiling hot water. So that makes it very nice if you want to just like do like hot chocolate, or someone don't want to use the Ninja for tea or whatever have you. But that's a very easy, nice thing to do, and by far it gets used all the time because I do like filtered water. Our water here in Portland, Michigan is pretty much glorified well water, and it sucks really bad, and it's really gross. So this makes the water tolerable, so we don't have to go pay the expense of buying all that bottled water, which of course I'm not a fan of the plastic. So I store my water, when I have it like in the refrigerator, in a half-gallon glass container, which makes it nice for me. But I just thought I'd show that to you too.